I want you to imagine buying XRP at just 5 cents when it had a $2 billion market cap, even after this rally that took place in February of 2017 of over a 10x. XRP went on to do a 6,330% rally after that and pull a 63x. And as you can see on the chart right here, that pushed the market cap upwards of $120 billion and the price on coinmarketcap.com to over $3.11. Now currently XRP sits at only 61 cents and it is the largest altcoin in my portfolio. And if I had to sell every single altcoin and buy just one cryptocurrency other than XRP, what would it be? Well, that altcoin would be Internet Computer. Now in this video, I'm gonna share why I'm bullish on this project, what it is, and my price prediction for this bull run that I know you're gonna love. So comment 777 if you're feeling blessed, comment 777 if you're feeling bullish. We talk about crypto every single day on this channel. So if you like money, if you like crypto, then take your putter, grab that like button and just tap it in. Give it a tippity taparoo, sink the putt. We're doing it for grandma and we're buying her house back with crypto. Let's run it. All right, bull runners, welcome back to the channel. So before you go and sell your house, sell your car, empty your bank account and throw it into any project in the crypto space, let alone something like Internet Computer, I want to give you a quick disclaimer because everything that I say is not financial advice, no investing advice. I just share with you what I personally do, what I'm bullish on, and then what you choose to do is up to you. So this video is designed to help you make your own educated decision and obviously do your own research, never invest more than you can afford to lose, and go consult your financial advisor on what you should do with your income. No, this video is not sponsored by Internet Computer, and I believe in full transparency and letting you know which projects I'm buying, which projects I'm not, what I'm bullish on, what I'm not, and where I see the direction of this industry going over the next few years. So with that being said, let's dive right in. What is Internet Computer? It adds autonomous serverless cloud functionality to the public internet, making it possible to build almost any system or service entirely on a decentralized network using what's called canister software, an evolution of smart contracts. The DFINITY Foundation is a major contributor to the Internet Computer blockchain, and they have one of the largest teams in the blockchain space. Over 1,600 employee publications, 100,000 citations, 250 employee patents, and over 270 team members all across the globe. And there's so much that I can cover in this video when we talk about narratives on which narrative is going to drive this crypto bull run. When you look at the categories of what Internet Computer is in, we're talking about collectibles and NFTs, decentralized finance, smart contracts, DAO, storage, polychain capital portfolio, launch pads, lending and borrowing, the metaverse, real world assets, and play to earn gaming for developers, basically allowing Web3 developers to build anything that they want. And when we go to Santiment.net, that shows every single cryptocurrency's development accounts over the past 30 days on how much development is taking place on specific projects. You guys can see Polkadot, Kusama, Cardano, HBAR, Status, Cosmos, Chainlink, Avalanche, and Internet Computer. This simply means that it is very, very active in terms of how much the developers are working on a consistent basis on the project. And with a market cap of only $2 billion, that's like XRP at only 5 cents back in 2017, before XRP pulled a 63x from that price point. Now, am I saying that Internet Computer is going to pull a 63x from where we are right now at about $4.67? No, absolutely not. In fact, I'm going to get into the chart and show you why this chart looks so disgusting and it's so down with what happened with the bear market and with FTX. But first, listen to this overview from Dominic Williams over at DFINITY.
About 40 years ago, the modern internet came into being, and it has played the role of global public network in a remarkably stable way. We still use the TCP/IP protocols to connect anything and everything. However, if we want to build a website, internet service, enterprise system, or other system connected to the internet, we need to use this proprietary legacy stack. Typically, we start off with a cloud service from big tech, such as AWS, possibly add in other services such as CDNs, and then combine traditional building blocks such as databases, web servers, application servers, and frameworks like Kubernetes. The problem is that the complexity overhead is enormous. And we build these big Rube Goldberg machines that are insecure by default. So we have to protect them with things like firewalls. But if just one of those components is misconfigured or gets out of date, or we write some bad code, hackers can hop the firewall and create havoc. On top of that, it's all too easy to get locked into the components we're using, and the thousands of vendors involved in the legacy stack play captive customer games. All of this drives a worldwide IT spend of a staggering $3.9 trillion a year. Moreover, this stack can't support autonomous code, which is what we need to reinvent the internet ecosystem. Over time, the legacy stack has grown to include popular internet services from mega monopolies and the user data and relationships that they control. It's time for a reboot of the internet. Luckily, a new paradigm is emerging, and a new transition is upon us. The internet computer upgrades the public internet so that it provides not just global connectivity, but also a revolutionary shared computer. This transformation of the internet is achieved through a new open protocol called ICP, or Internet Computer Protocol. Let's talk some more about it. The internet computer is a replacement for the proprietary legacy stack. It's created by independent data centers running ICP, which forms a new kind of blockchain computer. This has unbounded capacity and delivers performance that rivals the traditional cloud. The internet computer reimagines software as interoperable compute units called canisters. Software canisters are an evolution of smart contracts. They consist of a bundle of WebAssembly bytecode and the memory in which that bytecode runs. Just like smart contracts, canisters are tamper-proof and unstoppable. However, a key difference is that they are also scalable and parallelizable. Canisters also run at web speed and are highly efficient. As you would expect, they are open and interoperable. That means that if you create a canister using the Rust programming language and share some functions with me, and I create a canister using the Motoko programming language, my Motoko code can call your functions directly. The internet computer is tremendously powerful. You can use it to build just about anything without AWS servers, CDNs, databases, firewalls, and so on. You can use it to build websites, open internet services, enterprise systems, pan-industry systems, and you can use it for all of those classic applications of smart contracts like DeFi. You can create new systems and services on the internet computer in 2 simple steps. In the first step, you write code in any programming language that compiles down to a WebAssembly canister, such as Rust or Motoko. In the second step, you simply upload the canisters that you've created to the internet computer using its open protocols, and that's it. The internet computer enables you to build directly on the internet itself. No big tech, no legacy building blocks, no cloud services. Because of the way canisters work, you won't need a database server. Canisters can serve user experiences directly into web browsers, so you won't need a web server. Because the internet computer is a native edge architecture, you won't need a content distribution network to speed up your systems and services. You won't need a DNS service because the internet computer is a giant DNS server. And you won't need firewalls because your canisters run within a tamper-proof environment. The internet computer enables a completely new way of doing things. But the internet computer isn't just about providing better ways of doing things that we did before. It's also about providing ways to do things that we couldn't do before, such as building open internet services, using autonomous software that runs without an owner like a person or corporation, that can share special APIs that cannot be revoked, enabling service composability through the trustless sharing of user data and functionality, and which can be controlled and managed entirely using transparent, open, tokenized governance systems. It's also about providing entrepreneurs with new revenue and fundraising models, and ways to generate stronger mutualized network effects that can beat out monopolistic incumbents. The internet computer is about powering a rebuild of our internet ecosystem in open form and enabling more collaboration, innovation, and dynamism. And we hope you'll join us leading this movement.
Now, if you guys watched my video yesterday, I talked about CZ from Binance stepping down as CEO And also I played a little clip from Sam Bankman-Fried, the CEO of FTX, and what happened with their entire collapse, pulling down the price of every single cryptocurrency across the board, where Bitcoin plunged from $21,500 down to $15,500. Ethereum tumbled from $1,600 to $1,000. And Solana, the main project that everyone is talking about right now, dropped over 70% from the high of $39 down to just $12. And now Solana is sitting back up over $50 from the low. And Sam Bankman-Fried pretty much summed up the entire situation in his apology to his employees by saying, number one, I'm sorry, that's the biggest thing. And number two, I f***ed up and should have done better. So what happened and how did ICP get here? And why was Solana disproportionately impacted? Well, there were massive amounts of dirty deeds done dirt cheap over at FTX, and an exchange shouldn't have massive liquidity problems if it's one of the largest exchanges in the world. However, FTX did not appear to be operating purely as an exchange. Instead, the CEO, Sam Bankman-Fried, was intertwining finances with his crypto trading firm, Alameda Research, commingling funds, which backed Solana. One allegation is that Sam Bankman-Fried was borrowing from himself, keeping it hidden, using his own exchange's FTT token to pull up the asset's value by its own bootstraps, and pumping up Solana while ICP was seeing a massive sell-off. But when we compare the chart of ICP to Solana, it's showing that ICP is getting ready for a massive breakout. As you guys can see on the right-hand side of the screen, Solana is sitting at $57 right now. And with the resurgence of Bitcoin, thanks to BlackRock and the spot Bitcoin ETF applications, we saw Solana rally from $17.50 some odd cents upwards of 290, almost 300% since September of this year, whereas ICP has only rallied 64%. So I want to discuss what would cause a massive breakout for Internet Computer in a zone that I'm looking on the price chart to pay close attention to. So as you guys can see at first glance, this chart doesn't look too hot, but that's the reason why 99% of people struggle to make money in crypto and 1% succeed, because the 99% are buying into the narratives that are being talked about all over the place, and they're purchasing the top right before corrections. And the 1% are looking for the narratives that have yet to gain mainstream adoption, where virtually nobody is talking about them, and they're buying down at the bottom before we see massive amounts of institutional money flow into a project like Internet Computer. So you can see this descending resistance in yellow that Internet Computer just recently broke at the end of October. And also you see another descending resistance in yellow that it's currently at right now. And if it breaks this descending resistance, I believe the next stop for this project can be between $6.70 all the way up to $8 before another correction. Now, if we don't break this resistance and we see Internet Computer sell off with Bitcoin, I personally will be backing up the truck for more Internet Computer if we go back down to $3, because what this would look like is a double bottom trend reversal, where eventually this descending resistance in white would be broken, held as support, and we would see ICP rally into this zone of resistance. So even if we saw a sell-off to the downside for Internet Computer back down to $3, if Bitcoin struggled to break higher and came back down to $32,000, then I believe this would form the perfect chart setup for a double bottom trend reversal, where you could see bottom right here, number one, bottom number two could be roughly around $3, and this neckline at about $4.50, where we roughly are right now, would be the main resistance to break before we snap up to test the resistance back from February of 2023 and April of 2023. Now, the next resistance to look for goes all the way back to February of 2022, all the way to April of 2022, that acted as support all the way upwards of $15 to $17. And so what I would expect to happen for ICP if it breaks to the upside with Bitcoin and the rest of the market, remember, this is contingent on Bitcoin performing well, Ethereum performing well, and the entire market's performing well leading into Bitcoin's halving, is when ICP breaks this downward trending resistance in white, I would expect it to snap relatively quick between $6 and $8, consolidate sideways for an extended period of time, maybe see one sell-off back down to this neckline to act as support, and to spring out of here back between $15 to $18. And if we look all the way back to the high of September of 2021, ICP was sitting at over $84. Now that's about a 17x from where we are right now. And I believe by the end of 2025, this project could potentially go up to $100 and perform a 20x. Now, if I were to draw the Fibonacci retracement tool from the high of September of 2021 down to the low of October of this year, a 4.236 extension would put ICP at $348. Now that's roughly a 7,324%, which would be a 73x for this project. Now I know that might seem absolutely crazy, but a lot of people ask us, where are the 50 to 100x projects in this space that have massive room to run? And Internet Computer is one of those projects. Again, the market cap is only at $2 billion. And when you look at Ethereum right now, sitting at over $2,000 with an all-time high of $4,635, currently the market cap of Ethereum is $250 billion, and the market cap of the all-time high was $547 billion. So even if Internet Computer only goes to $100 billion by 2025, or let's say it takes until 2030 for that to happen, with the gross debt of the United States projected to grow from $33 trillion to over $50 trillion by 2030, and the Web3 blockchain space positioned to absorb the majority of that capital, this whole industry right now is only sitting at $1.43 trillion. And we still have about 150 days until Bitcoin's next halving, leading into April of 2024. And as you guys know, if you watch one of my previous videos where I talk about how long it takes Bitcoin on average based on the last market cycles to break out after the halving, it's roughly 6 months. So we have roughly until November or the end of 2024 until we see Bitcoin start to run and break its all-time high. So right now we're in a very early stage, and this is a good sign that we're seeing Internet Computer break from this macro descending resistance all the way back from November of 2021. Now, if we can break this descending resistance right here in white at roughly $4.70 some odd cents, ICP could rally, and it could rally hard. But you have to be careful though, because when we look at the fear and greed index, we can see that it's 66 out of 100. 0 means extreme fear, 100 means extreme greed, and the closer that we get to extreme greed, the more likely a sell-off to the downside is coming. And the closer that we get to extreme fear, like you can see right here on September 12th of 2023, the fear and greed index was at 30, and Bitcoin was roughly at about $25,000 before it broke upwards of currently at $37,800. The time before then, we were at 41 out of 100, the 15th of June of 2023, and Bitcoin was at $25,000 again before breaking upwards of $31,800. Now, another time that we were in extreme fear was the 12th of March of 2023. We were at 33 out of 100. And as you can see, Bitcoin saw a sell-off from $25,000 down to $19,000, and this dip was bought up relatively quick for Bitcoin to rally upwards of $31,000. And if we go all the way back to the beginning of this year, January 11th of 2023 to November of 2022, we were down around 20 to 30 on the fear and greed index. If we look at the price chart, Bitcoin was all the way down to $15,000 to $17,000 at the lows. So you guys can clearly see that based on the crypto fear and greed index, when you see these massive dips to the downside where we go closer to fear than we are to greed, those have been great entry points for Bitcoin. And whenever we're in greed or extreme greed on the fear and greed index, that's when we see corrections to the downside happen. Now, because we're at 66 out of 100 and we're in greed, does that mean that a sell-off for Bitcoin is going to happen right now? No, because we could push higher in the short term, but I do want to warn you, because as we get closer to 100, the likelihood increases of a sell-off to the downside, the closer that this meter gets to 100. So what I'm personally expecting going into Bitcoin's halving and how that would affect Internet Computer is for Bitcoin to rally up higher leading into the spot Bitcoin ETF approval. And then when the spot Bitcoin ETF actually gets approved by the SEC, whether they approve ARK Invest, BlackRock, or any of the other companies' ETFs first, I would expect that to mark the top of the year and for us to see a correction going into 2024 before Bitcoin's halving. Now, if Bitcoin can push up going into the ETF approvals, then I would expect ICP to push up alongside the rest of the market and to see a sell-off roughly around $6 to $8 within this price range. So let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments below. If you want me to make more videos like this, then give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and if you want to discover our top cryptocurrency gems and proven strategies to make money online without any previous trading experience, then all you have to do is go to bullrunners.com, subscribe to our video newsletter. You'll be notified first when we launch our financial education platform. That way you can get on the early bird list. You'll get access to our Telegram group for free, where we post important crypto updates and altcoin picks first before the YouTube algorithm can push these videos to you. So it's imperative and it's super important that you plug in there right now. And as always, we're backing up our truck all the way to the bank, grabbing the bags, packing them and stacking them, and leaving no bags left behind, because we believe that the spending power of the dollar is going down in value. That's a fact based on inflation. blockchain technology, distributed ledger technology, and cryptocurrencies are going up in interest. That's the truth. And together, you know where we're going. We're going camping on the beaches of the moon. So I will see you on the next video. I will see you on bullrunners.com. As always, stay bullish.